Hello, thank you for being here.
Hi.
Well, we know you've been in a model European Union in 2013. Could you please tell us something about that?
I don't know if you know the system of models. It's a simulation about European Parliament work and also the Commission and the governments of the countries deciding. I was, as you can see, representative of EPP from Italy, the People of Freedom. What my mission was to defend the interest of Italy according to the EPP thing. We were deciding about some directives from the European Union and also a rule, and we were deciding if we liked or not the rules that we were watching.
Okay, thank you. Have you had any other experience related to the European Union?
Yes, I was also selected to a program. It was called Becas Europa. It was a trip around the ancient universities in Europe to know how they worked, the careers they had, and all these matters. It was really interesting because you can see both in the European Parliament and in this trip, you can see that all the European people sometimes have been separated. We are so similar between us, and maybe one of the biggest similarities that we have is the university. University was born in Europe, was born in Italy, and is a kind of common feeling that we have about teaching, the kind of investigation that matters. Regarding European Parliament, it was really useful to know how the European system works regarding preparing and developing the legal system in Europe. I don't know if you know, the European Union is quite important to Spain and all the other countries, because the rules from Europe apply the other countries. It depends. If you have a rule, it's compulsory to all of us. If you have a directive, it's a kind of compulsory, but not so much, because the countries are meant to adapt this to each legal system, each national legal system. But both of them change the rules inside each country, and that's what is happening. What we are living nowadays. That's why I think these two experiences were important, because I had I had a good experience about university, and also I had a good experience about how the European Union changed our lives regarding law.
Do you think the European Union is important for our development?
Yes, indeed. We should watch this issue from two different points of view. The first of them is that we are living in a global world, and we can't fight in this global market on ourselves. Spain, not even Spain, all each one of us is not strong enough to be anyone important in this global world if it works alone. So we need each other to be able to fight to be something relevant in this capital world. And how should we get this aim? We first of all should have similar rules in order to make easier the change of goods and services inside Europe. That's the reason why the European Union was born, to have something, a better way to change our goods, our services inside the what we call now the unique market. So the way to change it is changing the rules, and that's why European Commission and European Parliament is really important, because they work so we can have similar rules to similar contracts or similar economic activities. That's why I think European Union is very important. And also, if we could get something to reach a unique voice regarding the big problems in our world, would be something really good for us, because this strength would be able to decide something in the global world.
Okay. We know you are a bachelor in law. Do you think the European Union is important to law?
Yeah, indeed. As I told you, the rules from the European Union change each legal system inside Europe. My specialty is consumer law, and I participated in a book related to this.
You write in it?
Yeah, I have a few pages here talking about the web page contract. It is a contract where you create a web page, and how the European Union rules influence this contract, not only regarding its qualification as sales or service, but also regarding the consumer protection. For example, in this moment, consumer law is changing. In fact, last Friday changed the law, and this change was because of a European directive that forced us to change. Regarding web page, for example, now in these new rules we have one article talking about sales, one other talking about services. So we need to say if web pages are goods or services, and that's quite important to the consumer protection. This is a little example about how the European Union changes the things. Other important rule is the European Common Sales Law. It's a proposal for the moment, and also it talks about digital contents, web pages, and other goods, we could say. And it says if they are services or they are goods to be sold. So these are things that in this precise moment are being decided inside the European Union buildings.
Okay. Well, could you tell us your opinion about the European elections?
Well, as you of course know, these elections are very important. Until this moment, European elections, European Parliament elections, because we are not able to decide about Commission or about European Council, but we are called to decide about European Parliament. Until this moment, these elections were not so important as they are now, because from now on, the European Parliament is going to be more powerful, so it's going to decide with more strength. So it means that European citizens are going to have more power to decide. The European Union works like an international organization. This means that states are powerful in this organization, not citizens, the state. So the Commission is a technical organism, decides the rules, prepares the rules. Our national legal system from the 80s until now has changed because of the European Union. It's not only the consumer protection that was something really important for the European Union, because if the consumer don't buy, the companies don't sell. If the companies don't sell, the European Union doesn't work. But not only this, because of the common market, the European Union has got to change many things not exactly related to the economy. For example, think one of the main principles in the European Union is the freedom to travel all around the European Union without being asked, why are you here? Or why are you there? This principle help us to not only to travel because of tourism or all those things that you can think about, but also to work all around Europe. Think, for example, if you're quite well prepared specialist in any field, and a German company needs you, you're not going to travel to Germany if this country doesn't help you to live exactly or better than the way you live here. If you're not, if the European Union doesn't help you to travel, to work abroad, inside the common market, you're not going to do it. That's why the freedom to travel all around the Schengen space is so important, because it gets that the European companies have the best specialists in any field of specialization without taking care about nationality. You're not going to be better or worse treated because of your nationality, but because of your knowledge. That's a very good principle inside our common market. Another thing is that not only people are free to travel, but also goods. That means that every national company is able to sell and buy products from all Europe, and it improves the European common market. This is very important. And if we are going to talk about European elections, I don't know if you know that our legal system in the European Union works with what we call check and balances. This means that the three powers in the European Union, three powers you say, work together and control themselves in order to get a balance of powers. These powers are the Council, the Commission, and the Parliament. The Commission is a technical organism that prepares the rules. These rules are going to be argued and debated and finally approved between the Council and the Parliament. The Council represents the states, the interest of each one of the states that compose the European Union. And the Parliament represents the citizens, not because of the nationality, but because of the thoughts, the ideology. So, these elections are going to give more power to the Parliament. That's why the citizens are going to be more powerful when the European Union is meant to produce rules. This is something really important because the European rules are changing each one of the legal system inside European Union. For example, think that our consumer law protection changed last Friday, and this law that changed our system was forced because of one European directive telling that we should change some of our rules, our national rules. This is just an example. We could think about many other things that change legal system because of the European Union. The citizens must take in account this important change, this important issue. Until this moment, the European Parliament was not so powerful, was something symbolistic, you could say. But from now on, it's going to have more power and the power to change the rules that we have.
Mm.
So that's why the European elections are important to all of us.
And finally, the last question. In a scale from 1 to 10, how European do you feel?
I would say 10. But yeah, I'm not pretending to be polite. I don't want to say, oh, 10, I feel very happy with the European Union. It's because I think either I want or not, we are European people now. We live in a kind of international organization, but it's not an international organization as we could say, for example, the United Nations. It's something more. It's middle step between the United States and the United Nations, because we're not only a group of states, deciding because of the interest of the states. We're a group of states and a group of citizens deciding because of both interests. One of them represented in the council, one of the other represented in the parliament. So we're not a federal state, but on the other hand, we are not either a simple international organization. We are meant to be a federal state. Well, I was saying that I think we're better if we work together, much better than if we fight against us. I prefer a politician better than a lawyer. That's why I'm so proud of the European Union.
That's all. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
A series of questions about the Euroscholar project. So first of all, do you like when students get involved in a project like the Euroscholar project?
Absolutely. It's for us so satisfying to see young people getting involved in projects like this one, that I think that may help them to develop their personal skills, and especially when the topic is such an important one, like the common frame for us as citizens of the Union, the European Union. It's so satisfying.
Okay. Also, as a headmaster, does the European Union have something to do with your job?
Obviously, one of the goals, of the most important goals of our school, is to educate young people, our students, for the future as citizens of the future Europe. So we as teachers must work in preparing them for such a future. In that sense, Europe has everything to do with our job, obviously.
Now Elena is going to...
From 1 to 10, how much European do you feel?
Well, that's an important question.
Yes.
If you ask me whether I feel a member of this Europe, to be honest, I'm not feeling comfortable in this Europe. I think this Europe is the Europe of traders, and perhaps if you ask me, I would feel more comfortable in a Europe of the people. Today, unfortunately, economy is more and more present in the decisions, so people not always are so important. I think, to be honest, I repeat, I'm not very comfortable in this kind of Europe.
And what do you think about the European elections?
Well, they are very, very important. I think they are the most important of all the elections. More and more, all the decisions that affect the economy, the social rights are taken in Brussels, so it's very important to take part in this election. So I strongly encourage people to go and vote the next 25th of May here in Spain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you very much.